Happy Sunday, dear guys and girls. Welcome back to the channel again. I'm Petra. Um, the question that I very often receive in my practice, and it's a question that I ask myself as well very many times, is why the narcissist lies about anything and everything. And this is not to say that it is always lies, all the stuff that they tell, but very oftentimes they will take a tiny amount of truth from a situation, and then they'll continue to build around that, so that the rest that is built around it is all lies. And they can lie about big stuff, they can lie about little stuff. I mean, we all lie. Everyone does it, but it becomes destructive when it is pathological. So this is one of the traits of a narcissist. Whether they are a covert or an overt narcissist doesn't matter at all. It's just the fact that there is a pattern of lies with it throughout their life, and throughout your relationship with them. So of course, when you have been discarded, when you have left the relationship, um, the question that often comes up, as I just said, is why does the narcissist lie so much? Um, you've got to understand that a narcissist uses every tactic in their book to maintain power over you, to maintain in control, to be able to have control of your mind, of your thoughts, of your actions. Every single tactic they use is a method of control. It makes them feel better about themselves. It makes them feel that that they are excuse me, feeding into their false sense of self. So they lie to stay in power and to keep you under control. Another thing, of course, is that they keep their supply going by you giving them adoration, you praising them, you encouraging them. This is what keeps their supply going at all times. So it satisfies their superiority and also keeps them from avoiding, it helps them to avoid any form of accountability, responsibility. So the only way to keep you in the relationship with them is by lying to you. And this can be any which way, really. In my case with my ex-friend, um, I had, during, after we had gone no contact the first time, I started feeling bad at some point, and I thought I'll just get back in touch with her. So instead of giving her a call, because I was nervous to call, and instead of sending her an email, I just bought a nice little friendship card for her, and I wrote a little message in there, and I posted it the old-fashioned way. And I didn't hear from her for months after that. I never got an acknowledgement of her receiving the card. There was no reply to it. And at some point we did get back in touch. I got back in touch with her and we met up for drinks. And I thought, I'm going to ask about it. And I said, did you receive the card that I sent you whenever, a few months previously? And she said, a card? What card? And when she said that, my intuition, my gut feeling told me she's lying. I just knew it. I couldn't prove it, but I felt it. I knew it. And she said, I didn't receive a card. It must have gotten lost in the mail. So no, I never received your card. And there were other little things that happened during the friendship. Looking back now, I can see where a lot of it was a lie. So it can be something as small as that, lying about receiving a card. It can also be that the narcissist has a double life, that they have gotten into a relationship with someone new, another man, another woman, and they will lie about this, lie through their teeth about it. You will feel something is up, you will question them about this, and it will just be completely denied, or they'll make up a story that is so convincing that you just fall into it again, and you sort of half believe it because you want to believe in their goodness, their false goodness. You want to believe it. So you're in this tug of war where you're wanting to believe them, but your gut instinct is telling you, no, something is wrong. So they will lie about leading a double life. They will lie about finances. They will lie about, there's so many different things. Please just jot down your experience here down in the comment section of all the lies that they can tell. And it just adds to maintaining the control over you, keeping you in the relationship. Because if they were upfront right from the get-go, if they let you know who they were, who they truly were, of course you would not enter into a relationship or a friendship with them. So they need to get their supply by being deceitful, by telling lies, by putting up this mask, this front. So their whole demeanor, their actions, the way they live their life, the way they lead their lives is all based on untruths. And of course, you can back this up to why does a narcissist do this? You know, we all suffer certain wounds in childhood, every single one of us, whether it is intentional or unintentional. The healthy form is when you can come to terms with whatever happened in your childhood, you can heal those wounds and you can move forward as an adult. But with a narcissist, when they have been wounded as children, they have been wounded so deeply that they start at a very young age, they start to develop this false self. It is a form of protection. So it is developed at an early age and it just continues. It is a cycle that is formed, and they do not have because the wounds are so deep, they do not have the tools to correct that. And I think what makes it even worse is that they do not see anything wrong with what they are doing. And that is why they will not go for therapy. They will not go for counseling. They will not go to anyone and say, I need help. I realize that, what I say and what I do, my whole person, that there is something deeply wrong with that and I need help. So they will never do that because they believe that there is nothing wrong with them. So it is very sad when you look at it from that perspective, is that they are all wounded children. We are all wounded children, and of course there are different degrees in the wounding. If the wound is less deep, then we can come to terms with that, and we can heal it, and we can just become functional adults. But with a narcissist, this is not the case. So these lies are developed because they do not trust themselves, because they themselves were never taught how to have their own identity. They go about creating a false identity. And in order to get their supply, to get in contact with a lover, with a friend, in order to establish and maintain relationships, they will lie about everything. So I think, when I looked at it that way, it put things into perspective for me. I stopped seeing it as a personal attack and started seeing it truly as a disorder, and knowing that I did not want this person in my life anymore because, as I said, they are not capable of healing. So there is just no hope for a healthy relationship. But that helped me to move on, and it made it easier for me to just let go of all the questions that I've been asking myself, all the stuff that you want talked out with a narcissist. So that I managed to push aside. So I hope that, that may shed some light on the questions that you have about their lying. It is just part of who they are. They need to put up this false front in order to gain your trust, in order to establish their false sense of credibility. This is what they do. Another thing about the lying, why they do this, is that they are also minimizing your request of having to concern themselves with your needs, your issues, your questions. So they minimize this. They do not want to have anything to do with how you are feeling, with what you are thinking, because to them it is simply unimportant. They are the important ones. They want to be in the spotlight all the time, and they will go to great lengths to maintain this. So this is also why the truth hurts them so much, because when you are onto them, when you are onto their lies, when you start seeing through them, this is your inner power coming back. You are it's maybe suddenly onto them, or it could be a series of things that have happened that makes you question the relationship. And at some point you will call them out. You will come with the truth. You will show them the truth of who you are. And by showing them the truth, that could be as simple as calling them out on certain stuff. So this is why the truth hurts them so much, because they are accustomed to living from a false sense of self, from living in denial, from living in a very carefully constructed web of lies. And you shed your truth on that. As I've said in one of my early videos, when you shed light on the truth of who they are, they screech and they run, because they do not want you to see the true self of them, because they know that once you see through them, that is the end of the relationship. They know that at some point it might take you a couple of months, might take you a couple of years to leave them, but at some point it is going to happen, because you as a healthy human being will not put up with that for very much longer once you are onto them. And in some cases, of course, they will speed up that abandonment and they themselves will leave. But then, of course, they will come back in some cases with the hoovering. So yeah, the truth definitely does hurt them. And they have to lie in order to gain your trust, to gain your, well, I think it is only trust in your case. They want to gain your trust because this feeds into their false credibility and their false value. So once you start taking that value away, when you start not respecting them anymore, because when you are onto them, you will stop respecting them. You will respect them less and less and less, and they know this. And this is why the anger comes, the anger is flared up. This is why they turn things around and accuse you of certain issues that you have confronted them with. So all they really want you to do is listen to them, agree with them, and once you stop, that is when they start to leave. So let them go, because this is really a gift. When a narcissist discards you, leaves you, it is truly a gift. And I realize that you don't feel that in the beginning because you are just hurting, you are grieving for the relationship that you hoped would further grow. But it is a gift when they let you go, because then you can start rebuilding or you can start building new relationships with true value and true trust, authentic trust with integrity. And this is something that a narcissist will never be able to give you. So I hope that has shed some light on this question. It is a very valuable question that always comes up. So please share your comments and your experiences on this whole lie thing. It's really a trust issue. So thank you once again for tuning in, and take care. Have a great Sunday, and see you all very soon. Bye for now.